up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome. Hello, 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 beautiful people.
Now, I'm sorry to say that we're not all judged up and jiggy up for you guys. We were actually taping a show that you guys could definitely check out tonight and this weekend. It was for the NAACP Image Awards.
Yes.
We're the hosts for, I guess you can call it the virtual party.
Yes.
And Gia and I are hosting it. We're talking about moments from last year. Gia and I actually went. This was right before the pandemic hit. It was out in LA. We had a great time. And we kind of just hype up and get ready for the new, I was going to say the new season, but the new show, the 2021 NAACP Image Awards.
Yes, and we did that for BET.
Yeah, BET and Facebook. So that's why we're all dressed up. So hopefully you guys could check it out, watch it, let us know what you think. I think this is this our first hosting gig with each other on TV?
I think so.
Yeah, so this is the first.
For television?
Yeah.
I think so. We've done other things, but not hosting
a show, yeah.
A show.
So hopefully, I'm not even going to say hopefully. So this will be the first of many. So it's kind of cool when you could do work with your wife and get paid for it. Right? Which is pretty cool. So definitely check that out. And you can hashtag NAACP Image Awards. And we're going to be watching the hashtag, so you can definitely check it out. Also, I want to say to everybody that's interested in real estate, I know a lot of you guys hit me all the time. Our next seminar is Orlando. And if some of you guys want to go, you know how we do. The Orlando seminar is the 24th of April. If you want the discount, we're going to be giving a discount only for the listeners of the podcast, all right? So the regular price, don't worry about it. I'm going to give you guys a discount. If you want to go to the Orlando seminar, please email Benz at djenvyassistant@gmail.com. If you're trying to holler at her, it won't work.
I was about to say.
If you're trying to...
don't send no music either.
Yeah, if you're trying to send her a demo, it won't work.
Ben's is just going to put it in the trash.
That's right.
Music, she's going to put it in the trash.
That's right. This is only for people who want to come to the seminar, and we will give you a discounted rate because we really appreciate you guys for riding with us.
But don't tell people that don't listen to the podcast.
Correct. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. If you subscribe, we're going to be giving away some cool stuff. We're going to pick a subscriber this week and give them some cool stuff, some socks, maybe a mug or some wine glasses, something. We're going to put a package together. We're going to put some custom candles in there as well. We just want to say thank you guys for subscribing to our channel. So
next week we'll put one of the baskets that we arranged to show you guys what you can get.
Absolutely. So if you want to subscribe. And if you're a subscriber already, don't worry because we're going to pick a random person. So if you're subscribed already, you're already in. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe now. We're going to send some cool-ish. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And
we're actually doing a few subscribers every week. It's not just one a week. It's a handful.
That's right. And also, you can always email us, thekccrew@gmail.com. That's THEEKCCrew@gmail.com. A lot to talk about. We got a lot of emails to go through. We've been getting a lot of emails. People are like, all right, you're cutting back on the emails. You haven't done a show full of emails. So we're going to try to get as many emails on as possible today. I want to start the show off with something that Gia and I were talking about. And I kind of want to take it away from the family, but I want to use this story as kind of like the, what's the word I'm looking for?
Catalyst?
There you go, of where I want to talk about, okay? So this young girl was taking pictures of herself naked and in secular positions, and she was selling it to dudes, selling it to older men for money. And I guess this is the thing now. I guess there's a lot of teenagers that are taking naked pictures, sexy pictures, and selling it to older guys, and older guys are paying for money. Paying money for these pictures.
I got the impression that she was taking pictures of naked body parts, not just sexy poses.
Right, naked body parts. And selling it to older men. Older men were, giving her money and whatever. Her mom found out, and her mom blacked out on her. Screamed, yelled, but her mom decided that she wanted to put it on
the internet.
So we were having a conversation about it and was like, wow, what do you do in this situation? Hopefully your children will be in a spot where they don't think they have to sell their body to make a little money. But, I understand why a young girl would think that, If you look at the internet, you look at Instagram, you look at Facebook, you look at all these different places, you see all these pictures,
half naked girls,
half naked women, and they're selling their self. But not selling their self for money. They're selling their self on their OnlyFans. You see, naked girls walking around, click onto my OnlyFans to see more.
But even regular girls that are just selling images of themselves for attention.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? On Instagram all day, it's like half naked girls and sexy poses and things like that. And if that's what you like, hey, that's cool. But I think that young girls look at that and think that that's what's up. Like that's the way to go. And what human being doesn't like some dose of attention? So if you're talking about a girl who may be attention deprived, that seems like a sure shot way to get attention. And then on top of it, if they're charging, they get money. It's like a twofer, Yeah,
the problem with it is where I think our society is really going bad is you have people that would do anything a lot of times for money, and I look at OnlyFans and you have, regular people doing OnlyFans to get some money, to get some change. Now, what do you do if your daughter is in that situation? What conversation do you have with them? The mother tried to embarrass her, put her online. So what conversation do you have with your daughter?
Let's talk about what the mother did. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the mother, if I recall properly, correct me if I'm wrong, she showed some of the pictures that the daughter had posted or had sent, right? And she went crazy on her daughter. And it was for the sole purpose of embarrassment. And it was obvious to me that the mother thought that if she embarrassed her, the daughter would fear embarrassment later on down the line. And that would be a deterrent for her to engage in the same type of behavior again.
Right.
I was shocked and appalled at that. And this girl, I don't know how old she was, but she didn't look a day older than 12 to me. She could have been younger than that. If your daughter feels as though she has to take pictures of herself and send to men, whether it's for money, whether it's for attention, or for whatever reason she's concocted, there's a problem with your daughter. There's a problem with possibly her environment, which would include people potentially in her family, people potentially that are friends, maybe teachers, maybe she's been touched, maybe she's being touched. You have to get to the root of the problem. I wouldn't look at pictures like that and the first thing that would come to mind would be like, oh, she's a hoe in training. That's not how I looked at it when it wasn't my daughter. I looked at it like, oh my goodness, this poor girl, where did she go astray? So if it were my daughter, I would sit her down and I would get to the bottom of where it was that she felt as though she needed to do that and what made her think that it was okay. Then we'd have to have conversations about body image. And a big problem that I have is that young girls, teenagers, young women, older women, I just feel as though there are so many women in this world that don't value their bodies and don't look at their bodies as a treasure. For a lot of people, it's just on display for everyone or just for everyone, period. And some people, that's their jam. You know what I mean? And I'm cool with people that are sexual and have fun with their sexuality, but it's about the mindset behind it. If you own it and that to you was part of being a woman and asserting your independence and your womanhood, then that's great. But when it comes from a place of insecurity and seeking attention, that's when it becomes very, very problematic. So I would need to see why my daughter had that problem. And then whatever the source of that problem was, we would need to dismantle that foundation that was built for her or that she built herself some way or another.
Yeah, I think
we have to do the work.
Yeah, I think the first thing I would do is I would hug my daughter and tell her I love her. Let her be assured that she has parents that love her, and then have a question of why. Was it attention? Was it money? Get down to the root and the bottom of it. Yeah, she would get in trouble, but I wouldn't. I think I would have to breathe it first because the first instance is I'm gonna beat my daughter's ass, right? But that doesn't do anything but pushes your daughter away. You have to find out why. And I think that would be the first step, to try to understand why. Was it for money? Was it she wanted attention? Was it she was following her friends? Like, find out the reason why. And that's how I think I would handle it. I'm really into my kids telling me the truth and what it is. The other day, and Brooklyn got in trouble. And Brooklyn never gets in trouble. So we were, I went in the bathroom. I went in Jackson's room. And I seen a stick figure drawn on the wall. So I said, I wonder who did that. So I called the 3 babies. I called Jackson, London, and Brooklyn. And I
see how you had to concentrate to say their 3 names?
Yeah. No, because usually I start with Madison. It's usually Madison.
No,
Logan,
I know. I was just watching.
Jackson, Brooklyn. So I called the 3 babies in the room, and I'm like, who drew that? And all of them looked at me and said, not me. I said, okay. I said, London, did you draw this? London was like, Dad, come on, be serious. I'm 7. I ain't drawing nothing.
I'm not drawing on nobody's wall.
I said, okay. I said, Jackson, did you draw this? Jackson was like, nope. I got in trouble last time for drawing it. I'm not getting in trouble again. I said, okay. I said, Brooklyn, did you draw it? Brooklyn was like, no, I didn't do it. I said, Brooklyn, did you do it? She said, Dad, no, I did not draw it. I'm like, they all was so clear. I was like, fuck, I don't know who did it. So I said, all right. So then I hit him with this. I said, y'all all grounded till somebody tells me who did it. So I looked at all of their faces, and they was all like, man. And they all just jumped to the bed. So now my oldest, Madison, comes in the room. And Madison says, guys, who did it? So everybody's like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So I leave the room, and I'm like, they all grounded. They got to go to sleep.
She must have suspected Brooklyn.
Right. So Madison said, okay. Madison looks at the drawing and says, oh, my gosh. This is so amazing. This should go in a museum. Do you guys know what a museum is? So they're like, no. So she explains, a museum is a place where they have artwork and this and that and this, that, and the other.
Whoever drew this is a real artist.
So she whispered in London's ear, say you did it. So she says, yes, whoever did it is a real artist. Tell me who did it, and we're going to put this in a museum. So London was like, okay, I did it. Let's put it in a museum. She was like, oh my gosh. So of course, Brooklyn popped out. No, you didn't. I did it. That's my drawing.
I'm the real artist.
I'm the real artist. And she got caught. Gosh. And then
Madison marched her right into our bedroom. And broke it all down. And I'm not even gonna front. I felt so badly because poor Brooklyn had been bamboozled. So Rashawn, he was so mad about being lied to.
I wasn't mad about the drawing. I mean, I was mad about the drawing, but I was more mad about her in my face and her lying. Like, straight line. So I had to scare her a little bit. So I yoked her up, right? I didn't pop her. Just grabbed her by her shirt, put her real close to my face. It was like, we don't lie in this house. Don't you ever lie to me again. But she walked out the house. She walked out the room tough, though. You remember how she walked out the room?
Yeah. She paused right before she went through the doorway and just shot you a look. Like, you ain't break me.
She did. She did. But she definitely. But
then she went and cried. She was so sad.
She went and cried. And
I think part of the pain was the fact that she was set up.
Yeah,
I think at 4 years old she realized that she was set up.
Hey, but then Gia pussied out. Excuse my French. He was like, "Your daughter's crying." I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "Don't you feel bad for her just a little bit?" I'm like, "No."
I was like, "You remember when Madison not only drew on the wall, but drew on all the walls on the second floor, drew on the ironing board, drew on all the doors, all of the door jams." It's like she was just
like this with the Sharpie. Like,
with the Sharpie. And then went downstairs and drew all over our sofas with a black Sharpie. Thank God for Stanley Steamer, because I just knew that those sofas were a wrap. I just knew. But I said, you know what? Let me call Stanley Steamer, because we had them clean furniture for us in the past. They came and got Sharpie out of our couch. But it was what material was that couch? It was like ultra suede.
Ultra suede.
So I guess maybe it's that type of fabric. I don't know if it would come out of like cotton, but it came out. Thank God. But we had to have the whole second floor repainted.
No, you don't understand. She ran down the halls with the marker like this,
and then got bored, and then was like,
yeah, they started doing circles and stuff. And then at that time, I was mad. I don't even know who was watching her. Who was watching her?
I'm like, I don't remember whose care she was in. It was probably us.
No, I don't think it was us. Oh, but anyway,
you know what? I think it was a grandparent. Yeah, I think it was a grandparent.
I definitely think so.
She was about 3
Yep.
at the time.
And we knew it was only her because Logan was a
save
baby.
the names.
No, Logan was a baby, and we knew he couldn't do it, so it had to be her. So, but anyway, I would have that conversation with her. Just be honest with me. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk and try to get to the bottom of it. And that's where I would go from there and see what happens from there.
Yeah, in my book, there would be no getting in trouble. Like, it's a much deeper, more disturbing issue.
Absolutely.
Than a punishment could ever do anything about.
Absolutely. Well, that was just our opinions on it. So I want to get to the email of the week.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get to the emails of the week. thekcrew@gmail.com. All right, well, let's get to the email of the week. Did y'all see how Gia just handled Logan?
What do you mean?
Just made him apologize.
What do you mean, did they see?
I said, y'all seen just how he was
How
taping.
could they see?
Oh, he was taping. You know, Esther was taping?
You were just taping that, Estat?
Yup, I'm about to run the clip.
Do you know where the Ford key is?
Where was it?
He had it.
Logan, come here.
No, that key is for Benz's car.
Excuse me. Come here. No, come here. Where's the one? Excuse me. You had the Ford key? You know, I was 20 minutes late taking the kids to school. I'm not kidding. I was 20 minutes late taking the kids to school today because I couldn't find that key. Mm-hmm. That's my car. When did you drive it?
Yesterday.
And why did you put it back in the box? Where was it?
My room.
You gonna say sorry, nigga? What the fuck you about to say?
Sorry, Mom.
You're dismissed.
Listen, don't ever do that again. Mm-hmm. Make sure it goes back in the box.
Mm-hmm. That's why I would woke your ass up at 5 o'clock this morning and made you look for it.
I would have never thought that I didn't know he takes the Ford. I had no idea.
He always makes me mad. I said, Mom loves you so much. Yo.
You handled it okay. He's a little scary, but
I was a little scary?
A little bit. I had to tell him to apologize.
What do you mean?
I said apologize.
I mean, he was just sitting there looking at me like he wasn't going to apologize.
Well, yes, he's going. Well, if you don't know, Logan, he got a Corvette for his birthday, and when it rains and the weather's a little nasty, he likes to take Mom's car that we take the kids around. So this morning, when Mom was trying to go take the kids to school, Mom couldn't find the key to the car because Logan had the key in his pocket in his room. So Mom called me 3 times looking for the key. You sure you didn't move the key? No, I didn't touch the fucking key. You sure you didn't move it? No. You sure you haven't seen it? No, motherfucker, I haven't seen it.
I've never seen him drive that car.
Yeah, well, he just drove it right now.
Well, this time because it's pouring, but I never seen him drive that car.
Right.
So I would have never thought to go and ask him if he knew where the key was.
I'd have woke his ass up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So he can't drive. He can't park his car in the garage because I told him once, Logan, when you leave, close the garage. This little is crazy. He decides he's just going to open up the garage and drive off and leave the garage open. Now, I told you.
He did it more than once.
He did it once.
More than twice.
Third time, I'm like, you can't park in the garage no more. You now you can't park. So now he has to park outside in the cold and walk and heat his car up every day. Woo, poor Logan. But anyway, ready to get to the email?
Yes.
All right. Hey, Gia and Envy. I love your podcast and I listen to every episode so far. I really like this guy. The only problem is that he's only 21 years old and I'm 26. Even though he's very young, he is very mature for his age. I've known him for about 3 years, but we just started hanging out more this past summer. I really care about him, but the only problem is that I'm not sure if he likes me because he sends mixed signals. There are times where I'm literally confused if he even likes me or not. Sometimes he flirts with me and gives me those long gazes like he's into me, but then other times there's no emotion. When we go out on dates, he holds my hand and we kiss and we really have good conversation, but through text or FaceTime, he's very dry. This is why I'm very confused. Does he like me or no? I also I'm always the first one to reach out to him and he never really reaches out first. One final thing, over the summer, I broke his virginity. Whoa. And he got this fellowship from the church because he is Jehovah's Witness and that is considered a sin. He hasn't been invited back to the church yet. And this happened over the summer. I thought I was pregnant, but it turns out I wasn't pregnant. I'm not Jehovah's Witness, by the way. I do feel like he likes me, but because we don't have the same faith and because he got kicked out of the church, he's trying to cover up his feelings. Please give your advice. Thanks.
I need clarity on something. So he told the church that he lost his
I was going to
virginity?
say the same thing. I was like, hey, church, I fucked up. Knocked off. I know I'm not Jehovah's Witness, so I'm not going to understand. But yes, he told the church. He's Jehovah's Witness, and I'm sure when he committed a sin, he told about his sin, and they kicked his ass out the church. Me personally, I'm just being honest. Shout out to all the people out there that's Jehovah's Witness. Shout out to anybody that's out to any church. I ain't telling nothing. Like, who knows? Me and the girl, unless he probably thought the girl was pregnant and probably told his mom because she thought she was having a baby.
You wouldn't do that until, listen, a pregnancy test is a trip to CVS or Walgreens. You don't have to divulge your personal business because she might be pregnant.
But that's the right thing to do, I guess.
$20 and 15 minutes later, you have an answer.
But I guess that's part of being in the church, though.
No, I'm just saying, not for the reason that you just suggested, saying that, maybe he thought she was pregnant.
So maybe he thought she was pregnant and told his mom, hey, I'm expecting a baby, and his mom went to the church.
That's the point that I'm making. You would know very easily. You wouldn't have to go and tell
look,
mom.
You heathen. He did the right thing. He went to the church. He was like,
I'm definitely.
I'm sorry.
Because I wasn't nobody's 20 or 21.
Now, I'm not going to lie. The fact that he's 21 and you like him, that's great. I don't see a problem with it. Gia probably will, because Gia always tells me all the time I would never date a younger guy.
I don't see a problem with it. Oh. That's just me. Right. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't see a problem with it. And he might feel a little funny. He might feel a little weirded out the fact that he's such a religious person and they kicked him out the church. When he's with you, he probably forgets about all that because he sees you and you have a good time and great conversation. But over text, he probably still feels a little funny because he still fights between church and your relationship. I would say give it a shot, give it a chance, and have a conversation with them. It's not like he's going back to church anytime soon because they kicked him out. So that's what I would do. That's the conversation I would have, and try to get to the next level and see where it is and where you're going with it. I mean, it is going to be difficult if he's trying to get back into the fellowship. I guess that's what it's called. I heard Charlamagne talk about it. I really don't know too much about Jehovah's Witness. My aunt was a Jehovah's Witness.
Which one?
Aunt Carolyn.
Oh, yeah.
And the only thing I remember is she just went to church mad times a week. That's all I remember. But that's the conversation I would have. The fact that you took his virginity away and you like him, he probably feels a connection to you. He has a great time with you. So I will continue on that route. But you are 26, he is 21. Where are we going from here? Is it just dating? Is it just sex? Have y'all had sex after you got the man kicked out of Jehovah's Witness? I don't know. Those are the questions I would have to see. But I would have a conversation with him and tell him how you feel. Like, what's up? What are we doing here? Is it just a smash and dash, or are we having a relationship?
Well, I definitely don't think it's a smash and dash. I don't think someone goes all the way up until they're 20 or 21, saving themselves to lose it to someone and get kicked out of the church and it just be a smash and dash.
Maybe the booty looks so fat he couldn't turn it down.
I mean, that probably
what it was.
Might have been what happened. Just the temptation of it all. He probably just couldn't contain himself in that situation. But I think that regardless, he shared something intimate with her and they should continue the relationship if she likes him. Now, the mixed messages that she's getting, I do have a thought about, and you guys can chime in the comments and let me know what you think. But I find that younger people, meaning young 20s all the way down to preteens, they don't communicate the way that we communicated when we were that age. I was talking to Madison a few months ago, and I said something about, just text him. She looked at me like I was an alien for suggesting the notion of texting. She's like, we don't text. I said, what do you mean you don't text? She's like we snap, or, like other things, like we don't text. I'm like, what's wrong with texting? And she was like, it's kind of lame. Like, we don't text. I'm like, you write a message, you send it to them. What's lame about that? She's like, I don't know. We just don't do that. I'm like, what about picking up the phone and talking to them? She was like, so there's that. And then when you do get to witness younger people texting, and I've been around, some 20 somethings, young 20s, 21, 22, 23, texting. It's so, there's no meat to it. One word answers, little quick phrases, more so about meeting up and seeing each other and stuff, but nothing I don't know, we used to be on the phone for 8 hours, falling asleep on the phone. Like, what was that song? Like, oh, it was one of the Tyrese songs. You hang up, no, you hang up on 3, hang up. Like, that used to be us. Yeah. You know, like we would talk, like you get to know each other on the phone. But then again, when we were younger, it was really about dating and getting to know someone and really seeing if you can fall in love with that person.
I'll be honest, you go through somebody's Instagram, you know their whole history and figure out.
We could cut out that whole part of the relationship. We could fast forward 6 months.
Oh, I know you like seafood. Oh, you like to go to the beach. Your favorite color purple. Oh yeah. Oh, you like your hair long. Oh yeah, like I can find out the whole thing through your whole.
Oh, you're a Instagram. Scorpio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, that's very, very true. But with us, there was none of that. Like you talked all that out. You spent time together. We used to spend 4 or 5 hours in your basement, hanging out, making out for like 4 or 5 hours while videos were on the TV. I used to go in his basement and I used to watch him practice DJing for hours. I would just sit there with whatever I had that was entertaining me, and he would just practice blending or practice mixing and, you know, all that stuff. And that was normal. So now I think that normal has been adjusted. So I guess you can consider it a new normal. Correct. Where communication is less, but also with technology, it's par for the course. It's what's to be expected. The way technology is, it doesn't lend itself to people getting to know each other organically.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think that that's really to the disadvantage of society. And then there's also when you text somebody something, you mean it one way and it reads a whole other way. And then you're looking like, oh, this person has an attitude. And they're looking like, oh, what? Because I didn't put a smiley face emoji at the end, it means I had an attitude type thing. So there's a lot of things that are also lost in translation. But I really do think that people need to get back to talking as opposed to texting or snapping or these other weird things. Like, I don't know, Madison's on something where, what's it called? S-dot. Do you know?
OVOO?
Isn't that
OME?
No, isn't that
OVO is Drake's
that's Drake's thing.
No, it's a chat. It pops up randomly.
Obviously we don't know the chat, but
it's something with the O. Okay. But you just log on and then it's someone from Canada and then someone from England and someone from and then you just keep pressing the button and deading people until you are on the screen with someone that you find interesting that you actually want to talk to. So it's just a different way of communicating that I don't think is great. Omegle. Omegle. It's called Omegle. But yeah.
Well, back to this. So what do you think she should do?
So I think she should continue dating him. I don't necessarily think that it's that he's not into her. And some people are just different about the way that they communicate, even if it has nothing to do with social media and texting and whatnot. Some people are just a little bit more introverted and they're not as expressive with their words. But what I would say is when you're around him, your feelings, like what you feel, the energy that you feel from him, that should tell you how he feels about you. Do you know what I mean? Like if you feel like he's into you when you are around him, then that's the best way to determine. Not necessarily about how he is on the phone or how he texts or what he texts or if he's very wordy or expressive. Like if he's demonstrative when you guys are together, then that would be the best cue, I think, to determine whether he's into you or not.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get to another email. Let's see how nice S-Dot is. So I'm going to throw this at this. When this hits the camera, it's going to go to me lifting up this paper. Let's see.
You suck.
I didn't hit the camera.
That didn't work.
Okay. Hey, fiance is getting bigger. Please don't mention my name in the email. I think my fiance listens to the podcast from time to time. First of all, I love your show and adore Gia. She's so classy. And Rashad, I respect your honesty.
He called you Rashad?
Sure did.
Haven't been rocking with us for too long, have you?
No. Then she goes, you remind me of my male cousins. So let me get to the point. Because of the pandemic, myself and my soon-to-be husband have gained some weight, just like everyone else. I gained maybe 15 pounds and he gained around 20, 30 pounds. I've never had any weight issues and he was in good shape when we were dating. Now that I'm getting older, it's hard for me to keep the weight off. We purchased a treadmill. In 1 minute, we were committed working out during the week at 5 a.m. before he headed out to work.
That's how it be.
Now, not too much. I work from home, but to help motivate...
Unless you're Ben's.
Yeah, unless you're Ben's.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you how Ben's lost so much weight. She gets cold all the time. Ben's used to always be hot. Like, open the window, put the AC on. Now, she lost all that weight. She's so damn fucking cold all the time. But anyway.
Now we're birds of a feather. We're always cold together.
Pretty much. I work from home, but to help motivate each other, I was willing to get up early with him to push him. Recently, I stopped because he's stressed with work, and I'm being patient. I've currently lost a few pounds, and I feel great. I'm eating healthier, and I want to look good for our honeymoon and make physical activities part of our lives. I cook healthy meals, but he eats bad at work. So recently, when we were having sex, it's starting to be difficult to enjoy him being on top. I love him on top because he is getting too damn heavy. The sex and lovemaking is great, but I'm 5'2", 145 pounds. My goal is to lose 10 more. And he's 6'1", about 30 more pounds than he used to be. I adore my baby, but I need to get him back in shape. While we're still young to enjoy sex while his penis is still working.
She said that?
She definitely said that. So how do I politely tell him he needs to lose weight? Lastly, before Gia says anything, I know we're not going to look good forever. He and I can gain weight together when we get old and gray and be a fat, happy couple.
But now's not the time.
But I would prefer for us to be as healthy as we can be. And I'm definitely still attracted to my baby love, but that gut has got to go for now. Peace. Anonymous.
What do you think?
Oh, I mean, it's simple. Tell a man the truth. Yo. Big thighs. We need to have this conversation. Chocolate thunder thighs over there. Hey, fat ass. Come on, let me have this conversation with you.
You're the worst.
Hey, muffin top. Come on, let's me and you talk. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Now, you could do it in two ways, in my opinion. One, you could do it the way that is so obvious. You know what? I was watching something on TV, and COVID is coming around, and it's really affecting people that are overweight. Babe, if I lose you, I would be distraught. If I lose you to COVID, oh my gosh, it would take everything out of me to not just want to die. So we have to work out, baby, because, I gained a couple, you gained a couple. Let's really get on this mission to lose weight because we got to remain healthy, We want kids, we want a future. We don't want to die from COVID. So, babe, let's work out. Let's work each other out. And then after you massage me, I massage you. But we got to work out because we don't want to be fat asses, right? We don't want to die. COVID's there. That's one way you can do it. Second way
COVID just doesn't target overweight people.
I didn't say...
It's more so if you have diabetes or, other health conditions that are associated with being overweight. If he's newly overweight, he may not have any of those
There's so many
health
new
conditions.
Things with COVID each and every day that nobody knows what's going on with COVID.
So option one.
They be like, wear 2 masks. Wear 3 masks. Wear half a mask.
As an excuse.
Use COVID as an excuse. Perfect excuse. Or what you say is, babe, you take away all the nasty stuff out the house. All the sodas, all the candy, all the junk food, all that stuff you take out the house. And you say, babe, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to go on this journey by myself. Can you please work out with me? I can't do it myself. Make him feel like he's doing you a favor to help you out, but really what you're doing is helping him out.
That's much better. Mm-hmm.
That will work. Or you fuck the shit out of him. He'll pass out and he'll be so tired. You'll be like, babe, you used to be able to stand all night. But now it's only 10 minutes. What's going on? He'll understand, damn, I'm gaining all this weight. I'm too tired all the time. Shit, I got to lose weight. So those are the 3 ways I would take it. What about you?
So I would only take it one way. For me, insults and creating insecurity never does anything beneficial for anyone. Even if someone does what you want them to do as a result of it, there's a side effect of, wow, my wife or my husband isn't attracted to me unless I look like this, or wow, what does love really look like in this house? Is it contingent upon me being attractive or me being in shape? It just creates all of these questions and doubts that don't need to be there, especially when there's a much healthier way to go about it. So for me, encouragement is the way. If that were you and you were going through that, I would meal prep for you. So when you go to work, instead of eating all the unhealthy food that you're used to eating when you go, you're going to have grilled salmon, green beans, mushrooms, a salad with...
Wait a minute.
What?
Is that why you're cooking so much now? You trying to say I'm getting overweight? Because out of nowhere, Gil's been cooking like crazy. Chicken, salmon, green beans, mushrooms. Is that what you trying to say?
Steak. Steak isn't necessarily for people that are trying to lose weight.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that I want my family as a whole to eat healthy. Yes, I want us all to eat healthy.
Worry,
and I want to start better eating habits for the babies now. Because I just love when they're happy because they're eating something that they like. But truth be told, our little ones don't like vegetables at all.
I don't think there's many kids that like vegetables.
Yeah, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't start eating vegetables till I was like 30.
Me, probably 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I never drank water, as in like ever.
At least I drink water.
Never. I started drinking water like maybe
a month ago.
A few months ago. But water just isn't really, it's never been part of my repertoire. So I want to raise our kids with healthy eating habits. So that's why I've been doing that. But if it were you, yes, I would meal prep for you. And I would work out with you. Like we would get a gym membership together and go at a time that's convenient for both of us. And there'd be no reason for her to begrudge that idea because she said that there's an extra 10 that she wants to lose as well. And what I imagine, because I can't speak from experience, but what I imagine is that when you begin working out and you begin seeing wonderful results in your body in a way that you enjoy seeing it, it makes you want to keep going. It makes you want to get better, best. So you said that you had a treadmill or have a treadmill and only worked on it for a smidget of time and then stopped. Readjust your discipline, readjust your goals, and if not for you, do it for him and be his encouragement.
Absolutely. And good luck. And we wish you the best of luck. And fill us in. Let us know how it works out because we'd love to hear back from you guys. All right. Before we get up out of here,
we're going to do another email. You see that? You see that? And you know what, Rashawn? I specifically told you, stop doing that. I specifically told you 3 emails today. How did you think that was going to fly? Right? Assad's dying right now. How did you think that was going to fly?
I didn't hear you. So, I've been financially impacted by COVID. I got laid off from my job around April and have been on unemployment. Though you guys know the extra $600 ended in July, and in my house, financially, things have been hard on my husband. He is basically paying all the bills. He comes home, and when he sees me in my pajamas, he says I look lazy, and then occasionally complains about all the financial burden he has on his head. Though I keep the house clean and I literally cook dinner every day, either way, I do feel lazy, and I've been trying to get a new job, but it's very hard. I apply to jobs every day. I've had some interviews, but they were a bust. So it just happens that my husband works a job that pays pretty well and is easy to get. Basically, all you have to do is have a car and a driver's license and you can deliver boxes for Amazon, HelloFresh, and other companies immediately. So I told him I would like to work there. He doesn't want me to. Like, he is so furious that I want to work there. Though all I keep talking about is the pay and how I can fix all this damn debt. I feel into being practically jobless and helpless without paying the bills. So I applied and will begin starting there soon. My husband is so upset. I feel like he's putting his ego into it. He also feels like the job is masculine, as if women literally don't deliver boxes every day, B. She didn't say the B.
Say B? Okay.
I believe sometimes he wants to be in competition with me. Or he wants me to be above me financially. If I work there, we would equal out. I think he feels it makes him less than as a man. I told him we don't have to talk at the warehouse when we get the boxes for delivery. No one has to know I'm his wife. I just would like to work, pay down my debt, and in the process look for a job that does better suit my interests. Also, I will be going back to school, and this job allows you to make your own schedule. The cause just aligned, but at the same time, I don't want to hurt his ego. But I'm in the house depressed and broke. He pays the bills, but sometimes late, which messes with my credit as well. It's so many factors. Am I wrong for working at his job? Also, I love the podcast. It's very relatable and it helps me breeze through most of my marriage problems, except this one. Best Anonymous.
Thank you, Anonymous. I think that her husband is wildin'. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't come home to a clean house and a hot meal and accuse your wife, who has been laid off and struggling trying to find a job through COVID, of being lazy. Then, when she gets said job, you say that you don't want her working there for whatever reasons you've conjured up in your head. You can't have it both ways. Apparently, just like she said, this job is easy to get and pays well. If you're under a mountain of debt and it's causing problems in your household, in your relationship, with your bills, etc., you find a way out of that problem. And she's found a way out of that problem, or at least to combat that problem. So he should be cheering you on and saying by any means necessary. He's not doing that. So I really think that there's something wrong there. Her reason was that he said that he thinks that it's a masculine type job. So what? That means that he doesn't want his wife carrying boxes.
Could be.
So what? He's concerned for her back?
Maybe.
Like what? Or does he not want her at his job? Apparently, they're going to be in the same space. So it's not as though there's one location here and one location there. They're going to be working at the same location, because she said that when we're there, we don't even have to talk to each other. You can pretend that I'm not there, basically.
It's not the same.
What's not the same?
Well, my opinion? Oh, I'll let you finish yours.
Well, obviously, I'm going to want your opinion. But we don't have to talk. We don't have to engage. I'm here to work and get a check. You don't want me here has me looking at you sideways. Like, why you don't want me at your job?
See, now that's the thing.
Why you don't want me at your job?
All you women, you think the same thing.
What?
All you women think the same thing.
No, I said I'd be inquisitive as to why does he not want me at his job?
He don't want me on his job. He probably got a little bitch at his job he's playing with, and he don't want me there to see.
You bitching and complaining that we have no money and calling me lazy. Now when I make a step in the right direction towards rectifying that problem, you have a problem with it? Because the job's too masculine?
No.
What does that mean?
No.
You worried about my back? I don't have scoliosis.
All you women think the same.
What's the problem?
But this is the thing. You have
Would you not ask?
You have a lot of female friends. I have a lot of male friends, right? Our relationship and what we do is different, right? We're on each other all day long, 24/7, speak on the phone, yada, yada, yada. You know that story. But there's a lot of our friends that need separation from their spouse.
Yeah, you're presenting a very good point. This is true.
Need separation from their spouse.
Okay, all right, you're onto something.
Out there that die, that can't wait to go to work because it gives them that break from their spouse, their boyfriend. There's a lot of men that feel the same way. I want to go to work because I need that break from my wife.
From seeing her.
Right, just from seeing her.
I don't want to see her.
Exactly.
I need 8 hours or I don't have to see that bleep.
Right.
I know people like that,
So now, my only sanctuary is my job. I can work. I ain't got to see this bitch. She ain't got to nag me. I ain't got to see her face. She ain't going to be up on my ass. She ain't going to be telling me what to eat like the last call. You can't eat that because you're getting fat. She ain't in my business. I can eat my M&Ms. I could joke with the fellas. We could crack jokes. We could, whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
But now you stepping into my space. And now I see you all the time at home. Then when I leave, I got to leave with you. So if I'm cracking a joke with somebody, I'm looking over my shoulder and you right there. That ain't funny. You know what I mean? So if I'm doing something, I'm getting something to eat. Oh, you ain't getting me nothing to eat? Now you all in my space.
You don't need that extra problem.
I don't want that extra problem.
Okay.
Go get it. If I work at Amazon, you go work at FedEx. If I work at Amazon, you go work at UPS. Go work at the post office. But don't come to my job.
Those jobs might not be as easy to get, like she said.
Well, you better find another job.
Well, now let me ask you a question. What's more important? You potentially being annoyed or being broke?
Mental health. My mental health is more important.
That's the name of this podcast. You're bad for my mental health.
You're bad for my mental health. Absolutely. I need some clarity. Sometimes I just need to chill. Maybe you don't know I smoke a cigarette or two. And I'm like, you know what? When I'm at work, I smoke a cigarette just to get a little release. Now you here, I can't smoke my cigarette.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Maybe I drive a little fast. Oh, now you here, I can't drive fast because you're going to say it's going to raise the insurance. You know what I mean?
Well, it could be that, or he could have a bleep.
No, he ain't got no choice. They got no chick. So all I'm saying is
50-50.
all I'm saying is
Y'all put it on the scale and tell me
Nope.
which way it tips for you.
all I'm saying is keep that in mind. Maybe that's the sanctuary. Sometimes people need to get away from their spouse, and that's his way of getting away. And now you all up on him. And don't say, oh, no, we don't have to speak. No, that's not right, because you're my wife, and I'm never going to have my wife in the spot and nobody knows that's my wife, right? So, you know, I can get it. And I think you should have that conversation. Why don't you want me to work there? Tell me the truth. Tell me the reason.
No,
you know?
tell me it's because the job is too masculine for me
Yeah,
when we're broke.
But if he starts acting a little funny, then you know, hey, yeah, I got to check up on this. But he might be like, yo, I don't want you at my job every day. Like, come on, B.
Actually, he is not very likely to fess up as to why he doesn't want you there. So maybe be direct and ask him, is it because you need space?
No, don't do that.
Why?
That allow you answer the question for him. Like, you don't want to answer the question for him.
No, because he's not going to say that that's the case if that's not the case. Because that's not a nice thing to communicate to somebody. It's very reasonable. It's very understandable. But would you want to be the recipient of that type of excuse?
If I wasn't thinking about that excuse and you came up and was like, look, you don't want me to work in your place because you need the space, I'm like, yeah, I need a little space. That's you give him the answer.
That's the beginning of a potential argument.
But don't give him the answer.
No, I don't think that that's the answer because it's not really a good answer.
It is a great
That's something
answer.
that would hurt her feelings.
It's the truth, though. And women feel it all the time.
What I'm saying is a guy isn't really going to offer that up unless he's extremely honest.
Women do it all the time. I need to call my girls and have some
He's
drinks.
not going to offer it up unless he has a woman at the job, and that's the lesser of two evils.
Oh, stop with the woman in the job. Man, it's not cheating. We don't know that. But he might just need a space. He just might need a space. That's all. He might need a little space.
Like I said, I think that it's a good idea if he keeps giving you the masculinity reason to say, you know what, that doesn't really sit well with me. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Is it because there are things that's going on at your job that you don't want me to witness? Is that where you kind of cool out with your friends or, you know, bust jokes or whatever? Or is it that you need space? Do you need that time apart from me? You know, like we see each other in the morning, we see each other in the evening and weekends. Do you need that time to decompress away from me?
That could be true.
Do you know, I think that, you know, because if that's what it really is, I think she would want to know. And if you ask him in a non-threatening way, then he might actually tell you the truth. But I think you might be onto something.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to get up out of here. Well, before I do, I'm just going to say this. And whatever I say, you just don't comment. Okay? Promise. Say yes.
What kind of masculine
Because I'm going to say this.
energy?
So the last thing is, maybe he's flirty at the job, right? And if you come, he going to look crazy because he's flirty. You know what I mean?
Isn't that what I said?
You know, you say he
Did
might
he
have
just say that?
You might say
Did he just say what I said?
You might say
I said it like this. And he said it like this.
You said he might have another
Is that
bitch.
what just happened?
He might not have another chick.
That he's flirting with. I didn't say he was knocking her
He might be
off.
flirting with everybody. He might be Rico Suave at work. He
That's
might be
it, like-
Rico Suave.
But hold on,
Suavemente. Mire que pasa.
Didn't I say engaging in behavior that he wouldn't want her to bear witness to?
Maybe.
Which under that would fall
But
flirting.
I doubt that. That's really low on the totem pole.
There was a whole setup. You just set that up like, you don't say nothing. You keep quiet while I say my piece. And then you just said what I said. Come on now.
Well, time to get up out of here. I'm going to tell you why. We just got our second shot of the vaccine. And my arm is starting to hurt. Did your arm hurt?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, my just
We just got it maybe 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My arm's hurting a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
So it's time to...
Oh, it's gonna be bad tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. So it's time to get up out of here. You're going to... Oh, shout out to Choker.
Yes. Oh, shout out to Chilka. You guys saw her on one of our podcasts where we were talking about the vaccine, and she actually got me apple pie Baileys, which is delicious. So thank you, Chilka. And a lot of you guys always ask what it is that I'm sipping on during the show. If it looks like that, it's always Baileys.
Right. And also, don't forget tonight, we're going to be hosting BET's and Facebook NAACP Image Awards, the pre-virtual party. So it's a virtual party for the show that happens Saturday. We talk about last year's show. We talk about this year's show. So make sure you definitely join us, and you can hashtag NAACP Image Awards. And me and the wife are hosting.
Yes.
All right. Well, it's time to get up out of here. And shout to Gia's Ray Dunn crew. That's all I'm saying about them.
Thank you guys for going out there and being on the hunt. We really, really appreciate you. Some goodies have been coming my way, so I'm very thankful. So hit up Gia Casey's Dun Crew on Instagram and follow, leave comments, and especially if you want to join the crew, that's where you can start.
All right, and shout out to the crew. They sent me the Ray Dunn penis pump.
God knows you need that.
You wish.
And some of you subscribers, look out. The gifts are going out tomorrow. Okay?
It's time to get up out of here. I'm going to make a choke now. All right, I'm DJ Envy. Say your name.
I can't.
That's another edition of the Casey Crew.
Toodles.